What's up, YouTube? So, this is kind of the update to the Jordan 2011s, the Wolf Gray, what was the other? Varsity Reds. I love Monster, by the way. But yeah, I ended up playing ball of them this morning, and I did a review on them, and in those insoles, I used the Be Quick insoles, and I love the Be Quick insoles. I mean, no problems whatsoever. Didn't feel a thing wrong with them. The only thing was my quad starting to tighten up a little bit, and I started to cramp. But other than that, really, I had no complaints. So I balled in these today, and you guys are probably wondering why I took the laces out, but there'll be a reason to that. Of course, here again is the Wolf Gray Varsity Red colorway. And for these insoles, I use the Be Explosive insoles. I'm going to pull these out real quick. And I, honest to God, I hate these insoles. They left corns on the bottom of my feet. I don't know what it is, but I think it has something to do with this right here. It may have been the socks I wore, but I did wear some, your basic Nike Elite socks. They aren't the ones that are specifically for basketball, but they are Nike Elite socks. I figured, I wouldn't have any problem with them. And those are the same socks I actually wore with the Be Quick insoles, and I had no issues whatsoever with any sort of type of discomfort under my foot or anything like that. But I did with these insoles for some reason. So needless to say, I will not be playing with these insoles again. And there was also a lot of heel slippage, meaning that my foot kind of shifted around a lot, and it caused my foot to kind of like cramp up. It was a very displeasurable experience playing in these insoles. I just didn't have the same kind of control I did with, the Be Quick insoles. I was slipping all over the place. I probably fell about 3 or 4 times with these insoles. It could have had something to do with the traction, but I think it's because my foot just didn't feel secure. I even tightened these up. You can kind of tell with the creasing on the shoe there. I tightened these up as much as I could, and especially with the lacing system, it allows you the shoe to kind of hug around your foot, kind of like that, so that your foot's locked down. The lockdown on these is great, but for some reason, just my foot just kept on shifting around in there. That was just something that I noticed, and also as well, what I didn't realize before was with the midsole, with the material that the midsole is made out of, fraying can easily happen with these shoes. It actually happened on these already. I actually had to fix these with super glue. I actually had to super glue the frayed edges back. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but you can kind of see a little bit of fraying. The camera is not going to really pick up too much of it, but it's right there. I had to super glue it because it was basically hanging. Pieces of the midsole were actually hanging off. It doesn't look too bad now from far away, but definitely there was something I noticed with the shoe, and for a high performance shoe, that should not be happening. I played, it wasn't that I got stepped on, my shoes got stepped on, or anything like that. I expect that to happen. Being that people are going to step on your shoes when you play ball. Also, and this is also all from one wear, so I mean it just basically really surprised me how easily these things fray along the midsole here. Another issue I had, here's the other shoe. The other shoe's a lot worse, actually. The right shoe, there's more there. There's more fraying there. I don't know if you can see it, but I know I fixed it pretty good, so it's not as noticeable. But yeah, this whole part right here, this whole section was hanging off. Another thing that I noticed was that with the leather here, it doesn't crease. That's true. I didn't have any creasing on this pair or the chlorine blues that I have, but with this particular instance, there is some discoloration with the shoe, and maybe that's just me nitpicking. These are basketball shoes, and they're going to get messed up, but after one wearing, come on. No, I mean, that's something I expect after multiple wearings, but not one wearing. Again, with this, you can kind of see some scuffling already with this shoe. And the traction, and I don't know if it's because if I was doing a lot of cutting in this game or not when I was playing, but the traction was just garbage. Again, when you fall once or twice, it's to be expected. But I was falling like 4 or 5 times, and it wasn't that I was out of control, anything, but I was just coming down off rebounds. I was driving to the hole a little bit, and I was under control, if I should say so myself. The traction, it probably came from this part right here. But again, it's the theme traction. It's the elephant print traction. So, it's not the herringbone traction. So when it's not herringbone, it really, it's not going to hold up as well. You are going to be sliding all over the place. I think it's just by chance that when I wore the chlorine blues, I didn't slide as much. But yeah, these, the traction it's just not there. These help out a little bit. These little indentations here, but not as much. There's actually more, more traction grip right here on the back than there is on the front here. But yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe that's me being nitpicky. Another thing I noticed, and this is just, I guess, a cosmetic detail. You could probably toss these in a washer. But with these laces, with the red laces, when you put them, if you're to use the red lace, or not the red laces, I'm sorry, the white laces on these particular pair of 2011s, the leather dye, I guess, rubs off on the laces, and it leaves red marks. I'm used to the dirt marks, but these laces are particularly pretty clean. It's just the dye rubbed off on these, which shouldn't be happening. It's like, come on, you spend I spent $60 on these, but you spend upwards to $170 on a pair of shoes, and the least they could do is give you this shoe was pretty good on options, especially with the insoles or whatever. But when it comes to laces, come on, like, give me another, put another set of laces in there so this doesn't happen. Just simple things like that. But all in all, I will play the Jordan 2011s again, but just not in the Be Explosive insole. I love the Be Quick insoles. Very comfortable, but I don't think I'll be wearing these at all anymore. My feet were killing me after the game, and it's possibly because of these, because of the air unit here on the shoe, but it is what it is. So that's just, again, my opinion on the shoe. You guys are welcome to yours. In fact, tell me, if you guys had any experiences when you playing ball with this shoe. I'd like to think that I'm not the only person that had these kind of problems wearing these. But again, rate, comment, subscribe. Once again, Fair Gut Academy 34. Peace out.